Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to start a restoration of this poor, abused Stratocaster. Somebody refretted it, messed it all up, refinished it, messed it all up. I'll give you a look at how messed up it is, but before I do, thank you so much. You don't know how much I appreciate that. So here, I'll give you a look at how messed up this Strat is. It's just so horrific. And what's in here? What's under? I don't get that. I'm jabbing at it. There's like, and then we got our neck. It's just got some nice marks on it. Come on, show people. So, and I got to see glued something up there. Glued something on the back. Oh boy, and it's my job to clean up this mess. But I think I can do it. Well, I think the first thing I'm going to do is take out all these despicable frets. Okay, I'm going to take the brand new razor blade and I'm going to just scrape all this garbage off carefully. I'm going to sand this down and refinish it anyway. So, okay, now here is the truss rod loosened. You see all that space? And then it touches at the end. I'm going to try to get most of that out. So I'm going to sand this neck, and I'll start at this end, and I'll start at this end, and I'll try to make it straight with no pressure on it. So then when the strings go on it, there'll be a little bit of relief. Because this guitar, I kind of had to crank on the truss rod to get it. Well, it's hard to tell, this fret job is so terrible, but it's like it needed too much pressure on the truss rod to make it go straight. So I'm going to try to eliminate some of this curve just by sanding it with a straight edge. So I'm still at it. I'm just writing down on this chart what I've got. I've got like 4/1000ths of an inch, right around between 5, 6, and 7. And it's coming down. It's making a mess. I don't really care about the mess. I got a vacuum, but I'll be happy when it's over. So you can see the difference in the tint. Just a little bit more in here. You can see the original finish. Well, we're plodding along. Now we're down to 2/1000ths of an inch. 5, 6, 7th fret. And getting it a little flatter. And we always want relief here. We always want this to go down here. You want it to go down at the bottom. I remember in 2001 being at a music store, and they had a bunch of Seagull guitars from Canada, and that was an acoustic, and every one, they all had the same relief at the end. I thought that was awesome. Anyway, it's getting near closing time on this, so let me keep at it. Okay, now that all the slots have been widened a little bit and deepened a little bit, the one thing you want to know, will these frets go in all the way? Right? Because I like them a little bit snug. I glue them in, but I don't want them to just fall in. I like there to be a little bit of barb action, the barbs on the side. But I just want to know the depth. So here's a tool I just put together. I had another one, I don't know where it went to. And it's just a fret, and I've pretty much taken the barbs off of it. So I'm just going for depth. So you could stick it in there anywhere along the slot. And if it goes all the way down, you got enough depth. Because you don't want to get caught with a fret that can't go down all the way. So that's just a little thing that I do. So we have the fretboard ready to refinish. I'm not going to do the rest. You can see the line there. And I'm going to use this Mixol Yellow 5. I still have some mixed up in here, so I will shake this really good. And is there any in there? I'll take the cap off and have a look. Yep, there it is. So I'm just going to apply this with a clean rag, and I'll do it in multiple coats until I think it matches the finish on it. I did it on a Fender Vintera 50's neck that I refretted, and it came out really good. Okay, it's all ready. It's all masked, and I've happened to have some of this Watco, so I'm going to use it. So let's do it. All right, that's the first coat. And I'm going to go over it with probably some 600. Just lightly go over it and then go put it out there for another coat. It's been almost an hour and a half. Here's how it looks. What did I use? I used 6 and I used 1200. So I'll go put another coat on it. Coat number 2. Okay, I'm going to sand this down and put on coat number 3. All right, so let this dry for 2-3 days, and It's got 3 coats. The last coat was the heaviest coat. And I'm going to start off with some 600, and I'll just go up. And then I'll give this a polish, and it'll be all ready for the frets. I'm using a little bit of water, not much, just a little bit of water. Just taking my time. I'll show you what it looks like so far. Dry it off a bit. I've done it a little more up in the first few frets. Trying to get the light so you can see it like there. See that? A lot of the orange peel is gone. You don't have to remove all of it when you polish it, but the more you sand it, the smoother it's going to look. I sure wouldn't want to get buffing compound inside here before I fret it. So I'll probably just wet sand it, and then once the frets are in, maybe I'll buff it then. This probably makes more sense. We'll see what happens. So I will probably, well, I'm pretty sure I'll buff them after the frets go in. So what I'm doing is I'm putting these frets in, and I'm lightly buffing. I still want anything to go down into the slots. And I'll just buff them all after it's all fretted. What a mess. Well, this thing is pretty much done. And I'm going to leave it for now. It took a while to get all that crap off of there. And I'm going to leave this for now. And I got my Jescar jumbo fret wire, 57 thousandths of an inch tall. And it's at a 7 1/4 radius. Just like what this neck is, 7 1/4. And you know what? Let me tell you something. Don't be afraid of the 7 1/4 radius. You know, that guitar has a 7 1/4 radius, and I fretted it too with the same frets, and it doesn't fret out. You can do wicked bends on it. So I'm sure maybe 12 or 16 is better for it, but I don't think you got to worry too much. If you're going to refret it, if you want to do bluesy bends and you have jumbo frets on it, don't worry that it's going to fret out unless you got a crappy fret job. Because that one does not fret out. It's really good. You can really bend the notes really far. And let me show you where the action is real quick. The action's not high. It's not high at all. Yeah. So that's why I didn't change the radius of this. I thought, I'm going to leave it just like the old Bullet 1 is. All right, so the first thing, I'm going to clean all these frets, and I'm going to stick them in here. I can't find my official Doc Brown established in 1955 fret holder. I don't know where it is. So I slapped this together last night, and I want to keep the frets all separated. And these frets have a 7 1/4 inch radius already. So I'll get to cleaning them. Let's go. So this time, I'm using sandpaper, and what I want is, I want the frets to be glued, but I want there to be a little bit of resistance where the tang and the slot are stuck together. They're held in. Okay, so we got to have everything ready to go. We've got the 5-minute epoxy. I'm going to mix the epoxy on these cards, and then I have cut up cards where I'm going to get the epoxy into the slots. I got my first block, I got my clamps, I got my first 2 frets. They go in that way. I have a dead blow hammer. So this is always nerve-wracking because you got about 5 minutes to work all this stuff. A little bit, about 5 minutes, 5-minute epoxy. So Let's do the first two. All right, so I'm going to go outside and I'm going to cut these. And what I do is I just do them a little bit at a time. I don't want to heat them up and melt the glue, but I don't like the idea of taking cutters and cutting them because it's kind of hard to do and I don't want to disturb the glue. So I always just go a little bit until it's all, until they come off. I'm going to do that outside. Okay, now I'm going to do the fret ends with my Music Nomad B file, which I really like. Okay, the neck is nice and straight. Now we're going to look for high frets. Of course, there's going to be some. Took care of all the high frets. I'm going to crown those and then dress all the frets. So I got my crowning file here. All right, so I got all the high frets taken care of. So every fret is level with the next. They're all totally level. And so now I'm going to take the sandpaper, which, you can see I have 400, 6, 8, and it goes up to 3,000. Then I will polish the frets after that. And they're going to be awesome. So now I'm going to start with the, I'll probably go to the 600 because I've, all this dressing is done with 400. So I'm going to pass over the 400 and go right to 600. And I'm going to dress the whole work, so let's do it. Okay, so these have been done up to 3,000. So now for you mother lovers, I'm going to go over them. And the frets are finally done. It seemed like it took forever. So the frets will finally be done. So let me polish these and we can move on. So there we go. This is going to be a joy to play on.